And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL ESEA Pro League. We're about to go live with our third out of 4 matches this evening here in North America, which is going to feature compLexity, of course, who just came out of their victory versus 3s Up in first overtime, and they'll be taking on Conquest, which is Shazam's new team. Moses, tell us a little bit about Conquest.
Well, they like Cbble. They've been a good Cbble team, and they've played pretty well on it. And here's the thing: we saw how reliant compLexity was on Semphis' ult on their CT side and Mirage. Like, he's going up against Shazam now, and Shazam individually has had some big performances on Cbble and Pro League in North America, dating back to last season. So now it's going to be an even taller task. And the issue with their defense was they didn't have enough money built up, and they didn't have enough money to afford that AWP for Semphis, throughout the half. So that's something that can be a huge issue on Cbble, which is sometimes a very T-sided map.
And overall here too, if I actually remember correctly from the previous season, of course, when for compLexity, this is speaking, when this team was still Nihilum with Hiko on the roster, this actually was, again, I'm trying to remember from the stats I had from when I did the ESL 1 qualifiers, but if I remember correctly from last season, this was probably the best map for this team too. So a lot of very strong strategy, probably getting transferred over from that last roster, and I do expect good things to come out from compLexity here if those issues you just talked about can be solved here on that CT side.
Yeah, and actually, it's interesting. We see Warden in the we didn't see him playing, but Sanks is in the server. Warden, their coach, is going to be tuning in game, obviously. So he's one of those coaches that when he was coaching Tempo Storm, which was Rick's Shazam, it was these guys last season. So he was coaching compLexity's opponents just last season. So he's probably got a lot of insight into what they like to do on a compLexity, how they like to play. So he's a guy who could throw a wrench into the plans of Conquest here in this match, and that just bodes well for compLexity.
And we're going to get started with the knife round now, guys, so let's get into it. Once again, for those of you that are just joining us, this is going to be Conquest versus compLexity, a best-of-1 set being over here on Cobblestone in the ESL ESEA Pro League. And to start it off here, again, everybody's kind of taking their time, but we'll see who ends up coming out on top. And again, this one, North America, I've noticed it's actually very hit or miss in regards to the side advantage. Like, I've noticed some matchups, again, when you look at sort of like low to mid-tier NA matches, they tend to be somewhat CT-sided, but then when you get high-tier, it's T-sided, but that can also get skewed sometimes. So this is a very weird map overall for North American teams. Yeah,
not to mention Mirage is, doesn't swing either way. It's just CT-sided, and we saw both teams go 10-5 on their terrace halves on that. So let's just throw all that out the window. I mean, you have to think, too, both of these teams from last season have made roster changes. They've brought new people in. They've had people leave it. So they're going to be playing a little bit different. They're still feeling some things out. These are still relatively new teams, outside of maybe the top three or 4 squads in North America. Basically, everyone else is a new roster again. So once again, it's going to be a season of testing and feeling things out and seeing how they work together on these maps.
And with it being one of the newer maps of the pool, of course, probably being one of the ones that are thought of last. But as we get into the pistol round here, Rick's getting aggressive over there on the long A approach, able to take out Semphis very early, and there's Shazam with another one there too. But coming in through drop, nobody actually watching that. They're able to get through that one, and Sanks finds the kill there. Rush will make up for it, though, by taking down Roka. And now beyond this, too, they're having a little bit of trouble getting themselves onto the site as they get surrounded, but they hold their ground. Sanks and Automatic, they're going to be able to find 2 more kills on both Daps and Ricks. And Sanks getting himself into a good spot here, too. He knows there's going to be some of these players working their way up over towards Balcony, and he's waiting for that exact thing to happen from his current position, but a nade comes his way. He's taken down to just 13 HP, but now the bomb comes out, and Sanks has to keep himself alive. Support will come in from Automatic, but now Sanks, as those players coming in towards him, Automatic finds the headshot over onto Rush, though, and he's going to jump in there, take so much damage from that, but now can't find the final shot that is needed in order to kill his opponent here, so they're going to get into a little bit of a dance, but Automatic comes out on top of it, and again, in a very close first pistol round, compLexity will clutch it out.
Yeah, and that looks so good for Conquest. They get the opening 2 kills, Ricks grabs 1, Shazam grabs 1, and you said it, no one was watching drop, so Shazam just gets overwhelmed, but still, in a 4-on-3, what was once a 5-on-3, everything just collapses, and they give themselves such a good advantage, and just mid-round, it all goes from there. compLexity's so aggressive coming up mid because it's the only option they have left. They had to get into the bomb site before the rotations from B came in, and they win all their fights.
And the rest of compLexity again now, armed to the teeth. They're going to work their way in, moving through mid-connector right now, trying to get themselves over here onto the CT ramp. And they work their way right up on top of this one, too. No hesitation at all, not even really checking all the angles here. So Daps will get free reign, but he gets shut down there by Sanks as they work their way in. And beyond this, no other kills being picked up by Conquest at this point. Roko finding that kill over on Shazam, and they've already got set control. Conquest going for a big rotate here to maybe catch some exits, but beyond this, I don't even think they're going to attempt the retake at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean they're gonna save these armor, the Deagle on Nav, the CZ on Rix. That's all things they can bring into the next round. Although you see both those guys I just mentioned have flanked all the way around from the B bomb site over towards the A halls, the far A halls, and they're gonna try and get any kind of an exit. It's gonna be Valen's over there who's watching for that flank with Sanks. Those are gonna be the two ones in prime position to push forward and maybe get dropped, but they're very wary of their flank. They have a feeling this is coming.
So for Rix, again, he sits back, taking his time. The rest of compLexity here, too. Really, just they are aware, as you said, of what exactly is going on. So Valen's in that flash out as he works his way back over there, getting himself out of the bomb's explosion radius. And they actually are sort of going hunting for these kills here at this point, but not really going to commit to any sort of push. So we'll see Automatic actually being able to get a kill over there on the Nap after he tosses that nade out, but that'll be the only thing they grab. And really, it was Conquest looking for the kill, so they're not too worried about their own players going down. Just a bit unfortunate from their side that they weren't actually able to take anybody from the compLexity side out.
Yeah, nice nade there at the end to clean him out. So that's a good find. Rick still has the CZ. We see Shazam. He buys a Zeus, and he's going to go over towards Halls, try and get himself close up at an angle. Going to go into the danger zone, the danger stairwell. But this is just, once again, from compLexity. It doesn't look like there's going to be any finesse to this. They're just throwing their nades. They're just going to plow into this B bomb site. All 5 members over here. Daps has a Zeus of his own, but he misses the shot after eating a nade. That Zeus is so intimidating with what it can actually do, but when it misses, it just sounds so weak. And now it's just a cleanup. Roka and Valen's coming in, clearing out that defense.
Shazam tried to go close range for his too, and he missed it as well. So no luck at all for Conquest there on that. Again, another eco round for them, and it looks like compLexity, maybe with one more kill coming off at the hand of Rix if anybody else tries to exit towards the A site, but overall, this should be another very, very clean round in the hands of compLexity, so they'll stack up a nice bit of cash here from their anti-eco rounds.
That Zeus, man, that sound when it misses is just like, so, it's like, you just feel bad for him. You're just like, oh man, that sucks, dude. But either way, this is actually a really small detail, but Rix, he has body armor with no head armor, and he hasn't taken any damage. Actually, as I say that, he just gets cleaned out. But yeah, if he was able to survive that round, I mean, that basically would have been, what, $650 free into the next round? Because he could have upgraded to a helmet for just $350. So if he's able to just get away, if he gets that kill clean without taking damage, I mean, that would have been pretty cool for him. But small detail, either way, Shazam has the AWP into this round. There's 4 M4s behind it. Not a lot, not great utility on the Conquest side, but they do have 1 kit on Rix.
Semphis also getting the op into his hands here too. A little bit more limited though on the rifle side of things for compLexity, with 2 Galils being in the mix, that being at the hands of both Roka and Valen. So they're not going to go all the way in just as of yet on those AKs here, as they keep it a little bit more light. But that big op battle, we'll hope to see that. Might not end up occurring here because both the oppers are playing for pretty separate positions, but already having 2 kills getting traded out there, bringing things into a 4-on-4. A little bit of a battle by the broken wall. They use the players from compLexity without Automatic, as well Nap also getting dropped from the Conquest side.
Yeah, they equalize, and Daps is pushed down in on this mid-ramp on the CT side. He hears players running in halls, so that's what prompted Shazam to come over here with the AWP, but he misses his first shot. Now the smokes are going to come out. Doesn't miss the second one. Shazam punishes Valence for running out into the open. He didn't see that second player get towards the wall, though. That's Roka. So he could get caught off guard here, but there's Semphis. Misses his own shot with the op. That prompts Rush to get aggressive. He takes out Sanks. Daps as well takes out Semphis. And now it's just down to a 1-on-3, but Roka and the bomb site could get a plant here.
And is indeed going to be able to sneak away with this one. The smoke will come out over there by the broken wall on A site, trying to hold them back for as long as possible, but doesn't really do the job I think he was hoping it to do, and only ends up sort of wasting that one there. So he does find 1 kill before falling, so in terms of losses here, it's not the safest round for Conquest, losing 3 out of 5 of their players, and compLexity also getting a plant here at the very least too, but still should have expected to win that one as they had all of the advantages gun-wise.
Yeah, now salvaging the op of their own off Semphis, so that was Shazam's actually at the end. Daps grabbed Semphis, and now they have a double op setup basically for free on this CT side, so that's pretty interesting to see how they're going to make that one work. Naf grabs the other one. Semphis still has his. Semphis is able to rebuy his after that 3-round win streak to open the half up, and still full utility on the compLexity side.
And for compLexity, again, it'll be a little bit split up here to begin the 5th round, moving themselves, but there also is going to be a slight spot of aggression, but it's only to toss that smoke out there from Daps. However, Shazam with a nice shot. He's going to open it up, as we do see Roka trying to get a little bit aggressive there and work his way into the mid-connector, so he's going to end up getting shut down there. Valens will try to push a little bit because of this, but with that little bit of a false shot that he ended up throwing out, only ends up revealing himself early. And Naf now with that op too, also doing a bit of work. He's going to be able to stop Semphis on the B site, and again, compLexity nowhere to go at this point. They've been shut down in terms of their offensive. They do get this smoke out, so they can move a little bit more forward here towards the broken wall area platform. a little bit, but it's actually looking automatic now. He jumps down and he finds Rush and Rix. Nobody paying attention to that broken wall of smoke, not expecting anything to go through it, so automatic is going to be able to get through that for free, and he picks up 2 kills off of this one, and all of a sudden this round is alive, but Naf still holding by the water fountain. He's going to be able to drop automatic, looking for another one on the Sanks. Gets that molly out, but doesn't really connect it. He sees him out in the open, and Sanks, the spatial awareness is just non-existent from Sanks, and Naf, you're just going to shut him down and give it all the time in the world to switch the pistol. It actually is Shazam that picks up the kill, but still.
Automatic almost just opens that. I mean, the Conquest team has got to be so confused on where Automatic came from. He just goes man mode, comes through that smoke, sprays 2 down, and that's a situation where they probably thought Naf had it covered, but Naf's like, "What do you want, guys?" He jumped through the smoke. I wasn't scoped in there. I just didn't see it. So I mean, that gets a scary situation really, really quickly. But Conquest recovers from it nicely. Now they force compLexity onto a save because they haven't gotten, they didn't get a plant that round. And there's Rush, chiming into Sempus. This is just going to be a B Rush, jumping through the smoke. Once again, Naf misses the shot, but Rix is there to clean one up. So is Rush.
And once again, you've got these players moving in so far. A lot of trades, but it ends up in the favor of Conquest and Shazam with some very quick op shots. Good coming out from him there. Cleans it up nice and quickly from Conquest, and they'll pick up their 3rd point now to tie things up.
If I'm Naf with this AWP over at B, I'm not feeling very comfortable, to be honest with you. He's looked good when they're confined, you know, in that corridor, but when they've gotten off and when they've gotten onto the ground and they're kind of swarming into the bomb site and over towards that corridor, he's missed a couple easy ones. So if they're going to do this double op setup, he's going to have to button down and be able to nail those shots.
So for compLexity, once again, they'll split up a little bit more. Still keeping players out in the open over here towards middle, just in the event we do end up seeing that push come out from Conquest back over towards long A or through the mid-con. So they sit themselves back for now. Now actually will get boosted up over here onto the broken wall plat. And they are now going to have a very, very offensive angle indeed here. Not only is that going to be happening, but they're also going to boost another player up on top of there too. That is going to end up being, I believe that's Rick sitting with him there. So they've got a little bit more of an offensive, and compLexity actually really with nowhere to hide because of this. And these mollies forcing the repositions, but no kills coming out. And in fact, Sank sneaks one away for compLexity, taking down Naf, which makes that a very, very awkward situation for Conquest indeed. That's not what they wanted to have happen there at all.
Yeah, this situation, too, that compLexity finds themselves in a 5-on-4 thanks to Sanks. On Mirage, they were able to win these advantageous situations, pretty much all the time on their terror sides of Mirage. So here on the T side of Cbble, you look, they get that pick and they slow things down. That spreads the defense out. Shazam's rotated over towards the A bomb site. He's trying to get a good read, but with Daps pushed up, he knows there's no one here. So Shazam's able to cheat over towards this B bomb site. So this is going to be a pretty sticky hit, but if compLexity has any success out of drop zone, there's no one really covering it except for Rush.
And Rick's again waiting over here, as he said. Now the push comes in from compLexity. Rick's completely blind, but nobody checking his position, so he's going to be able to take down 1 and 2 now. Still nobody catching him. Finally, Roka puts an end to it, but Shazam quick on his shots as well. Sempus does get that response, but the flank from Daps is going to close things out there for the Conquest guys, and now they not only tie things up, but take the lead here too. Still a large amount of losses going against their direction, but plenty of money left in the bank in order to establish their economy. They want to be a little bit careful of that one, of course, if that continues to be a trend, but overall, still not too bad, and they continue their winning spree here now, 4 rounds in a row, after we saw the pistol round and anti-eco victories coming out for compLexity.
Yeah, that round is all Daps. Pushed up into middle, just hiding behind that door because he doesn't feel any pressure whatsoever, so he just calls out to his team. He's like, there's no one A. Just stack B. Because Shazam, you could see at the time, he was trying to figure out where to rotate, and fortunately, Daps in that position is able to make the decision for him, and now we've got a force buy out of compLexity.
compLexity going to make themselves a push over here towards the B site. And once again, all 5 players moving in towards it, but this counter boost coming out from Rix, though. It's such a good spot, Batman style, dropping down 1, stopped quickly by Automatic, though. And that actually ends up being not as crucial at all as we thought that could have been. So Automatic again falling there, or Automatic picking up a kill, I should say, and now Rush and Shazam will get their turn at the helm here now as they pick up 2 kills for themselves as well. And that should pretty much put a stop to this offensive. Automatic does try to work his way in, and Sanks will be able to steal away 1 more here, but at the end of the day, not leaving a whole lot of room left for Conquest, and it's all going to be on Sanks, maybe trying to pick up 1 to 2 more if he can find his way out onto the site itself, which he won't. Shazam drops him quickly, and Shazam now will have that 2-round lead against compLexity.
Yeah, just in that kind of a situation on a force buy, just 2 ops, there's not enough utility to go around to really prevent Shazam and Naf from just having a field day at long range. And Conquest has kind of switched things up. Now it's been Shazam manning down the pillar. There were a couple rounds where Naf was in the chicken coop or at the pillar himself, and I mentioned he missed a couple shots. Shazam's got over there now, and he's just cleaning house. Even without a plant now, compLexity on another buy. This time, it's not really a force buy. They have great purchase behind this. They have the full losing bonus, so they have 4 AK-47s. They have 4 smokes as well. So, solid buy, but really, once again, nothing to contest these ops that have been terrorizing him. And Naf pushing out. He has all this intel. And he's got an AWP, but he uses the Tech 9 and just drops Semphis from the side.
An automatic here too. Gets a good angle against Rix, and they'll be able to take him down. A little bit of over-aggressiveness coming out there from the Conquest players, and compLexity already up a man just off of really sitting back and waiting for Conquest to work into their areas of the map, so it pans out great. Shazam will now be the only player left alive over here on the B site. And go ahead.
You just cut out. I thought you might have dropped completely.
Oh, no, it might be our mumble again, but we'll see. So, again, now as we go back into it, compLexity still moving over here, shifting the bomb back over closer to mid by the outside fountain, but overall not committing to anything just as of yet. But with 50 seconds left, there's plenty of time to play. However, Daps may rush things a little bit here as he's going to find one, but overexposes himself by keeping that peak going, and Valens will be able to get the response kill going up after that one, so Conquest will still remain a man down, and now bringing this into a 2-on-3 situation with just 30 seconds left. compLexity are going to get forced to move themselves over towards the A site, where Rush is currently waiting for them.
Yeah, he wins that first duel, but he's got one wrapping around behind him. That's Valens, although he doesn't want to break the breakable window, and he gets cleaned out eventually. A nice nade from Sanks gets him so low, but Shazam is going to creep through the smoke, and he just gets clotheslined. Automatic, so aware. Here's the footstep, flicks over, and takes him out. So, nice win there from compLexity, but some over-aggression from Conquest gives a couple kills up early. First it was Naf just pushing out like that, going for a one-for-one trade that early in the round. Actually, that trade goes in the way of compLexity for sure.
And the economy problem that we had talked about earlier, where they were only keeping about 3 to 2 players alive in most of these rounds, is going to rear its ugly head very early, as we do see a broken buy coming out from Conquest here. 3 players able to get their rifles and armor, but actually, apologies, 4 players able to get armor, but unfortunately Rix has been reduced down, and utility-wise, there's a whole lot missing from Conquest at this point, so that could be troublesome here. If they lose this round, they're going to go right back onto an eco here, and they will have to full save.
Yeah, in Conquest, they only have 1 smoke left, just on Naf. So this smoke over at the B bomb site is going to clear pretty soon, and then he's got to use his before even the 1-minute mark. So compLexity has a lot of room to just throw their weight at these guys. They don't have the utility to really hold them back, so they can bully their way a bit, but nice pop flash over from Rix is going to allow them to get aggressive. So they want to get aggressive. They want to clean out this B and be able to focus over towards the A site. And that's exactly what they do. Rush wins that battle, and now they can rotate some players back over towards the A bomb site. But Sanks is going to equalize things at a 4-on-4.
That's good from Sanks, too, to get that trade out. So, as he said, it evens things out, and compLexity now moving themselves over towards the A site, trying to get themselves into a good spot now, but that push coming out from Daps, actually, to put himself in the safe corner just outside of the mid-connector, and a flash to hold back any aggression that might have been coming out from compLexity. That timer's getting low, so they have to know the push will be moving in soon, but the flash also comes out from the CT side, and Semphis finds the opener along A. Roko opens things up from mid-con, too, to take out Daps, so compLexity forging a path through this, but Rush trying to keep himself alive, but stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to go behind the van, and that leaves him extremely overexposed for Roko to take him out. That leaves only Naf alive, and again, he's stuck in a 1-on-3, so not a whole lot he can do. He's going to have to retreat and try to keep the rifles that he's managed to scavenge here in his arsenal for the next round.
I like that idea out of Conquest to clear out that B passageway, but they don't fall away afterwards. So they get the man advantage and they stick around, and that allows Sanks to equalize things. So then that entire strategy of just cleaning that out and being able to focus on A, it's ruined because they don't have the man advantage anymore. They can't just rotate back towards the A bomb site. You could see everyone was on that rotation, and as soon as Sanks even things up, they have to stop that and send another man back towards the B site, and that's when compLexity pounces and the confusion of those rotations back and forth. So nicely done for compLexity, but a little bit of a goof off a good play from Conquest.
And for the Conquest economy, as we talked about before, they're going to go, with the exception of Naf, of course, this was the big save coming off from that one. Thankfully, he's got an AK, so they're going to, at the very least, have that for this round, but nothing else really is going to be in their hands for this time. They're just going to really have to work with, and Shazam, they actually have a pistol? Or is my UI bugged?
Yeah, he has a pistol.
Does he?
Yeah, I'm assuming. There's no reason for him to drop it. He's got a Zeus as well, but he's going to reverse boost Naf up, who has the AK-47. Unfortunately, there's no one coming towards this B bomb site for compLexity. Once again, just bullying themselves up. And Rush has a Zeus of his own, but there's that breakable window there that's going to block things, so he's got to decide where he wants to go, and there's Valens. And there's the Zeus. There it is from Rush. He takes out Valens, but still, it's just a MAC-10 he can recover. Doesn't work out the way he would have liked.
Now Semphis sneaking up here too onto these guys, trying to find them out, but not going to catch anything just as of yet here, as again, the Conquest not really having the guns or, you know, any of the stopping power to move their way into this site, or even an angle advantage. compLexity off of just that small little 1-for-1 trade there. They are basically going to win this map, as Conquest will be running away, trying to save anything they picked up in this one, and looking for those exits to come back over from middle too.
might be able to find some things. It looks like they want to get aggressive into this middle choke point as soon as the bomb explodes. I'd be surprised if Daps and Russian just rush in and try and get a kill. Nice pop flash, that's going to blind Sanks. They find the kill. Can they salvage the gun? There's one more in mid waiting for him, and no, it's Cephalus. He cleans things up, but he does fall at the end as well. So some decent damage, but they're not able to salvage any weaponry, and actually, I mean, complexity's built up enough of a bank that damage really doesn't have too much of an impact.
Yeah, as they were going to go for the, they were going to be able to buy up here anyway, indeed, so not too big at all losing that, and same story for Conquest, so they just kind of threw their players by the wayside there, but for that one would have been helpful to keep them alive, but no one else really had even invested armor to that one, so not a huge loss for those players there, and I think we're really just trying to get those kills, but as you said, with them still having the bank that they had, and the fact that they're still on T-side, those kills I don't really think matter all that much in the long run of things, but here we go, a very quick start to the round here as Complexity move all 4 out of 5 of their players over here onto the broken wall area, trying to find the way out. Nap is aware of this and is looking for the lucky shots that he can find through the smoke, but Sanks will actually be the first player to move his way out. He connects that headshot a little bit late onto Naf, and thankfully the communication comes out very quickly, so Rix will be able to respond to that, but they pick up a second one here too, so hesitation again for Complexity. They're not able to find their way out of this site just yet, still stuck by the broken wall, and all 3 players are in this area, so there's no retreating. Conquest, if they should choose right now, they could actually work for a flank against them, and all this time being given too for Conquest to get themselves in even better position, because Complexity doesn't really want to seem to push out against this.
Yeah, look at this boost that's trying to go, and Rix was trying to boost Shazam up, but they just call it a day. There goes the smoke. Cephas did not spot Shazam as soon as that smoke plume, but he's watching the edge. Shazam looks like he wants to play with it. Cephas punishes him. Beautiful shot from Cephas. Nice cover. And now Conquest, they have no utility. They have one flashbang to work with. How are they going to retake this bomb site? They do have a kit on a rush, but Automatic is just going to clean things up. Roka has a flash. He's going to peek with it. Almost giving himself away, but this defense on the retake is holding strong. Daps and Rix have nowhere to go. Trying to find these kills, no one's committing, but there's Roka. He falls eventually. The bomb timer's still clicking. Cephas falls as well, but in a one-on-one, Daps has no time to toy with. He's basically got to get on this bomb. And there it is, the round's over. Nice play from Complexity. They do all get cleaned up in the end, but actually Daps isn't even going to try and run. He went for the bomb. He hesitated for a second and then ran back towards the bomb, so he's just gonna die now.
What's odd too is I think he might have had just enough time if he actually went straight for the bomb. He kind of like if he had just ran for it, I think he might have just been able to get it, but he like wasted his time and half went over to drop looking like he wanted to run away and then half made a decision to go for the bomb, but it was way too late at that point, so all he gives himself is basically his own death, and now he has to rebuy, and they can't even really rebuy here at all. They just go right back onto an eco, so that was a bit of a dub there. That didn't really need to happen.
Yeah, well, that's a
fluke.
So, what's that quote from Parks and Recreation? He's like, half-ass nothing, full-ass everything. And that's that thing where Daps just kind of half-ass that, and he just gets punished for it. So there he is falling first this round. Shazam has the taser.
And they're going to work their way out here now through mid-connector, try to get themselves up onto the A site. Sempus pushing forward with Valens, and Valens gets shut down by Rix, but a quick response. Everybody's sort of stacked around the APC right now, but they're not going to be able to hold off anything at all, and it's already just down to Shazam at this point. Roka very quickly approaching him, and Shazam again with the Zeus, really hunting for that kill with it, but not going to be able to grab anything, and Complexity will shut him down without any further trouble.
Yeah, and that's tough. I was looking over at chat, and everyone's saying he's running over towards the kit. He did have the kit that round. I'm close to 100% certain he had already had the kit. So maybe he picked it up on accident and didn't realize it. But when that kill came in, I'm pretty confident he had the kit already. So either way, unfortunate for Daps there. But 8th round for Complexity. Strong T side so far, trying to close things out. Now it's a completely full buy for Conquest on the defense. Shazam has that AWP.
And Complexity again now, splitting themselves up. They've been doing this quite a bit as they are going to move Sempus with the op, interestingly enough, looking for the counter boost that we've seen quite a bit, but the very aggressive angle comes out here from Conquest as they move 3 of their players over towards the broken wall area. They boost one of them up, and they're already going to be able to get a kill off of this one. Shazam, though, quick with the op, stops Sanks from the boost area, jumping right in, finding that one. It's a collateral, too, in order to take him down. So some great shots from him, and might end up going up against Sempus here in a second, as he might be looking to drop down into drop the area itself, but he ends up thinking against that and moves himself over to the broken wall area. Has to try and cause some sort of a distraction, because obviously, again, from long A, this real push is going to be happening, but in order to even begin that, they still have to take down Daps, who is waiting for them to push right into them here within the next few seconds, as soon as we can see Sempus start to throw the fake over towards the B site.
Yeah, but Cephas really needs to get a kill here. Not to sell the fake because it's already sold, but he's got to alleviate some pressure. I mean, these guys in hulls are going to have to start running pretty soon. The clock's winding down, and if they don't clear out Daps, he might be able to hear him. And actually, he might just turn around with his knife out and just run right back. Oh, he hears him, but he shoots. That gave away his position. Now the rotation's on. Rush knows what's up. He's coming back towards this A bomb site. Rix cleans up Semphis eventually, and there's Daps. Pounces at the right time. Roka is going to get the bomb planted. There's no way they can stop it, but in a 1-on-3, surrounded from every angle, not able to work any magic whatsoever. Daps cleans him out. There's going to be a defuse for Conquest.
Yep, and overall, that round, for the most part there, it ended very early on when we saw that aggressive push coming out from Conquest, and they were able to scavenge those 2 kills at the beginning. It didn't really leave compLexity with a whole lot to work with, and Conquest there, we saw that play from Semphis where he tried to move in, but he didn't really gain anything off that. As you said, he needed to find kills, and didn't really get too many. He only picked up the 1 there, and it still left Conquest at the end of the day in basically a 3-on-1 scenario after the bomb had gotten down.
Well, and it's another round that Daps had to salvage the round with a defuse. Once again, he wins that round just by being in that position, being aggressive. When they leave him over at A, he's just finding places where he can hear. He can hear both halls and mid, so gathers the intel. That allows Rush to make a quick rotation over, and he just makes a good play.
Now from Valence, along with the rest of compLexity, making a quick play over here to get themselves through the mid connector and up the CT ramp. Shazam actually going to open it up with the first kill, but look at this flank from Automatic, and again getting that. He did that before, and he does it for a second time now, finding both Nap and Rix, but at the same time, the hold from Conquest over here on the A site is absolutely brutal, but they're not counting on Semphis back over there towards long A, so he's going to be able to squeak through with another kill, and all of a sudden, compLexity have the man advantage, 2 of them heavily injured, so we should still be able to see these very quickly corrected, and it's already going to be 1 done there with Rush, but this is still a round which really either team could take at this point, given the current situation and positions from both teams and both players still left alive from each team.
Yeah, and Automatic makes another huge play with the double coming out, but he falls there with red HP, and now they know that Valence is in the chicken coop. He's got to hit some nice shots, but there's some molly on Daps. I mean, there's nothing Valence can do. He's going to be forced out 2 Molotovs, in fact, and that just makes him feel so uncomfortable. He can't find a good shot on a Rush. That's going to be the 7th round for Conquest, and the first half is 8-7 in the way of compLexity.
And a very, very close match indeed here. The teams very much so trading their blows in a large amount of consistent rounds, going back and forth and back once again. We saw at the beginning Conquest, of course, picking up 3 directly after that. compLexity pick up 5 in a row, but then the same thing gets traded back to Conquest. And finally, compLexity equalize it and take the lead with those final 2 there too, as they got things together. So neither team really being dominant at this point. They're just trading those blows back and forth as they try to figure each other out and counter out the strategies here. And as you said, kind of coming down to the fact that the teams are fairly new, still trying to get their strat books played out here for this map, and not really having anything super duper advanced panned out as of yet for this map.
Yeah, I mean, it was good overall. Neither team really gained any sort of real dominance. There weren't any major stretches of just one team winning and the other team responding with another stretch of their own. It was back and forth, so that was pretty cool. And a lot of it came down to the opposite. I mean, there were rounds that Semphis was able to make some plays with his AWP. Shazam, likewise, on the defense, able to find some picks. So I mean, the big thing, Automatic coming out of off that B platform through these smokes, caught Conquest completely off guard multiple times.
We'll go into the first round here now, the second half, guys. compLexity once again leaning 8-7 at this point versus Conquest here on Cobblestone. compLexity now over here on the CT side, and Conquest jumping onto the T side for the ESL ESEA Pro League. Let's get into it, and we'll see where exactly Conquest pushed this, and for the time being, a large number of their players going outside, working their way over towards long A. They're rolling an attempt to counter it out from Roka, but he gets quickly shut down. The big thing is, though, is that now they know this is happening, so they can rotate in, and it's going to be a race to the A side, essentially, but at the same time, too, Shazam coming up behind these. They're going to have to leave a couple behind to defend against him. He jumps up, is going to be able to light up Valence pretty heavily, gets the jump shot to kill him on the site itself. Rush also finding one, but Semphis gets the response. Shazam gets shut down there too by Automatic, so now they can fully commit to the defense on the A site.
Rix is going to win this round. He's telling his teammates just to wait right now. He's got a good flank going on, but they're not going to wait whatsoever. Daps cleans out Semphis in the bomb site, but still, Rix is the insurance policy. They can't possibly lose. And Automatic gets crossfired from both sides.
You said that like really with like bated breath, like please don't be wrong.
A question mark almost. When I saw him miss the first 3 bullets, I was like, maybe they can. Maybe they can find a way just to spite me. But nice round from Conquest. They clean out. Roka just pushes up in those A halls, and he gets dropped immediately. And from there, I mean, there's 2 options for Conquest once they get that initial kill. Is they can slow down and just bide their time and let the rotation spread out and find, a weaker defense somewhere on the map, or they can just bull rush forward and just win on their aim, and that's exactly what they did there.
Smoke comes out over here towards the drop area, so Rush would have to force it forward if he wants to go in from that angle here. Two players are within the area to defend it too, so it's going to be a nasty place to work here, but very, very important indeed for the T's to go for control. We saw a lot of it from compLexity, and it was kind of on and off on the defense from Conquest when they were on that side. Sometimes they let it get there for free, and we saw just how potent the play was when they did manage to get it for free, specifically on the pistol round. It did a lot of work there. So again, I imagine Conquest is going to be wanting to use that quite a bit, at the very least, for their B-take attempts. But again, still taking it very slow, as they don't know exactly where the players from compLexity are set up, and those pistol headshots can be absolutely brutal if you're not ready for them.
Oh, Roka, he somehow manages to recover and get that long-range kill onto Naf, who had a P90, and he gets Roka down to 6 HP, but that's huge. Now, you look, those two players, who was it? It was Naf and Rix were just here to kind of scout things out, to see what they can find. And actually, now that Rix has followed up, he sees there's no one at the A bomb site. He's gotten here for free. He's going to grab a great position. He takes on Roka. So this is a good find. It looked a little bit scary with that B stack once that first kill goes the way of compLexity. But either way, Conquest, they should have no trouble winning out from here.
And Semphis making his way up, going to attempt to pick up a kill or two here if he can take them down, but as you said, the gun advantage very much so in the favor of Conquest, and it should be an easy cleanup there just due to the fact that they got control of the A site essentially for free. compLexity stacked way too heavily over towards B, and now just nowhere else to make this retake happen, so they'll have to fall back, hope they can maybe pick up a kill or two off of an exit, but beyond that, they won't be grabbing anything, and we will be looking at, once again, Conquest now retaking the lead here.
Yep, compLexity just going to save out these pistols. They have the armor and the upgrades, so no reason to waste them. They're not even going to go for exits whatsoever. They're just entrenched in their positions, just waiting this out. But either way, a nicely done anti-eco from Conquest after losing that first player. Rix takes advantage of everything and finds him a free bomb site.
Terrorists win.
So for compLexity, still going to be looking at another save round here, so now that we have Conquest not only in the lead here too, but possibly setting it up for a 2-round advantage here in just a few minutes, compLexity will have to try to make up for this and get some kills here overall. Seeing a kind of an okay amount coming out there, but overall compLexity really focused on the save that time in order to keep their guns rolling here and still be able to have, you know, a 5-7 or a CZ in the mix in this round, so they didn't really focus on going for those kills, and because of that, Conquest is going to be able to stack up quite a bit of bank there, keeping 4 to 5 players alive, and potentially, if the same thing would occur here, would look even stronger going into the gun round too, considering they've already upgraded to 4 AKs at this point.
Yeah, and running right into the stack this time. There's no one investigating over towards the A bomb site, so compLexity, they're in a good position here to do some damage.
So Rix will open it up here, and the trade actually going to be a little bit chaotic from within that smoke, but Conquest ends up coming out on top. Heavily lit on some of their players, though, and Valen's going to get a full kill with the USP going over onto Rush. Semphis acting as a surprise, too, as he's going to be able to pick up 2 more. But again, Rix is there and is able to stop that. The problem is, though, is that Rix is now in a one-on-one with only 4 HP against Roka.
He's got to be so nervous hiding in this smoke right now.
Yeah. And Roka just coming up right behind him right here, too. If he's able to find him, then this should be an easy pop shot for him to grab. But it looks like he actually gets out of it, and he's going to be able to move his way over towards drop.
I imagine Roka's just like Elmer Fudd right now, just being like, I'm hunting wabbits. He's just trying to be as quiet as possible as Rix works his way into the bomb site. But Rix is actually aware his flank is open. But, I mean, Roka's just going to wait for this timing. Oh, he misses the shots. There's a little bit of a chance here for Rix, and Roka just can't land it. 20 seconds left. Rix can now bail out to the A bomb site, so this is actually a win. He's at least going to get a plant, so much like Elmer Fudd, Roka just missed it.
Roka's not a very good hunter. So Rix will get on here. He gets the plant down with plenty of time left, and that's a very, very unfortunate situation indeed. Still, though, in the grand scheme of things, only 1 shot away from eliminating him. But as he works his way forward here, that molly might actually just finish the job on its own, and no, it actually goes in the smoke, so it won't be doing so as of yet, but still. Oh my god, if Rix gets this in. Oh my god, he touches it!
No way.
With 4 HP against Roka. Roka completely whiffing all those pistol shots. He gets all the way over onto the A site, and then finishes him off with the P90 close range.
He's got like that Acme pistol that like the bullets like aren't real. They just like fall straight to the ground afterwards after their shot.
It's cartoon logic in CS now for Roka.
That's so harsh.
And that is a round that we absolutely should not have seen going into the hands of Conquest, so they'll steal that one away. They'll maintain their lead. I should say absolutely shouldn't go in their hands, but they should have won that outright to begin with there, so it should have never got to that situation, granted, but still, with what it came down to, that was very, very impressive indeed to come out in their favor at the end of it.
I can't, like, because Roka's known as, like, the scream of North America, just, like, pinpoint aim, and, like, that was the worst possible example of his skill set. He wins that, like, 99 out of 100 times, guaranteed.
So Naf is going to work his way around, actually gets through drop for free, and this is a big consequence of what exactly happens if you don't have the defense ready on drop. He moves in. Now they're split up here at this point too, but thankfully Roka doing a good job there too of holding off the initial push on A, so they'll be able to spot that. But now they have to worry about Naf, who's sort of been a wedge between them at this point. But now he's regrouped, so thankfully that's gone away a little bit, but at the same time he's been able to rake his way through and get caught mid-reload there, so automatic, a little bit of an awkward jump scenario, is going to be able to get down and eliminate Naf. Now they're in a 2-on-3. We have to see these final two from compLexity somehow work for this retake. Automatic will be able to even things up by taking down Rix, but still two left alive here, and they're both haven't been discovered in terms of their locations as of yet. One's found on the site, and Automatic takes him out as well here. Balin's looking to finish off Shazam, bringing him down to 2 HP as he shoots him through the alley panel there, but that nade not actually going to go where it needs to, and Automatic with a monster round for himself there. A full 10-second defuse, but they should still be within enough time to get it, and he's going to come out of this one with a 4K for himself along with the defuse.
Oh, man. All right, nice win for compLexity. You're exactly right. Automatic saves that round. Good 4-kill for him there. compLexity brings it up to 9-10 now. But with that plant, I mean, this is going to be, it looks like they almost want to force buy behind. Actually, Rix might just have, he's actually going to drop a Galil. So he buys an AK, drops a Galil over. So they're going to force buy behind this on the Conquest side. 2 Tech 9s, 2 AK-47s, and a Galil. On the other side, there's an AWP on Semphis. So we've seen how good compLexity can play on the defensive side when Semphis has this AWP. He's kind of like that linchpin in the defense. And he's got to do some work with it here, but Roka's going to be all alone. He pop flashes himself in the mid. He gets 1 kill, but immediately traded. No more defenders over at the A bomb site, so there's got to be a rotation.
And Naf pushing forward here too now, as you mentioned, that rotation on its way in, but it's going to be a little bit too lapsed here as they're already on their way to the site. Automatic sitting back, playing it cautiously, and this is what worked out for him in the last round, but going to get caught up there by Rix as he's not able to spot him quickly enough. So Rix will pick up the kill there, and now the rest of compLexity again, arguing whether they should go for this or save, and it looks like they are going to choose to save again. No real way to actually get back into that site, and they're down a man. It's just not going to be worth it. And not only this too, but Apps actually is on a flank against them right now, so he does have the potential to catch them and maybe eliminate 1 to 2 more of these players.
Yeah, Conquest just got into that site so quickly that even if the rotations came, they're blocked off by smokes. And they realize their economy's about to get reset when they lose it. And if they go for the retake and lose that AWP and lose that AK, then they're just, it's such a dire spot. At least this way they can buy up some pistols, drop some FAMASes, you know, salvage whatever they can. They can have a pretty decent buy in the coming round. And Daps actually spots out Sanks, and Sanks is just trying to lure him into the crosshairs of Semphis, which works perfectly. Semphis drops Daps, and they're able to save all 3 rifles.
So all 3 of those rifles, as you mentioned, getting moved into this round. For Conquest, though, we will see them still in a very, very good position now, picking up yet another round, and only 1 round being picked up. And this is, as you mentioned, the 3 rifles being saved is huge now, because beyond that, they don't really have a whole lot to work with here in this one. This is going to be their only buy round opportunity. After this, they have to go right back onto a full save, because that losing bonus has been reset once more, due to them picking up the first gun round victory, and then immediately losing it right after that one. But Automatic, he's got so much work that he could do here with this Mag 7, but he's not going to get any of it there, because he was caught with a grenade out. So now Conquest moving their way in here. Sanks did manage to pick up 1, but that's it. And now they get that bomb down, and again, site control just been taken so fast. There's no way these final 2 compLexity players are going to be able to get their way back in there in time and make that retake.
Yeah, it's the same as the last round. What an aggressive play from Conquest. They pick up the pace, they eliminate that defense. It's a 3-for-1 trade, basically. Or 1-for-3, however you want to look at it. But the remaining members of compLexity at the A bomb site, they're locked out so quickly with smokes in these choke points. And now you could see a couple Conquest players, they're going to be on the hunt. That's Shazam pushing up towards the A bomb site. Naf kind of turns away, but he doesn't want to go back towards the bomb. So are they going to be able to find these last 2 guys?
They're both kind of hermiting it out right now here. Semphis actually picks up one of them here and looking for a second, but he can't connect the shot. So looks like both of them are going to be able to make it out of that round alive, and again, that'll be the 2 big saves. We talked about this, I talked about this, I should say, just before the last round started here, where again, if they lost this one, they were going to have to go right back onto an eco, and that's exactly the case. But saving those 2 rifles does give them a lot more stopping power heading into the 7th round here to hopefully, again, at the very least, get some kills on a Conquest or try to keep the money low, if not outright win it out there just at the hands of those 2 big guns.
Yeah, and they have to get creative. That's why you're seeing this reverse boost, but Conquest has the same idea. They double nade it, but it doesn't matter. Semphis eats the damage, goes up anyways, and drops Naf. But the Rush is on at B. So Rush actually, speaking of Rush, gets out, drops Semphis. There goes Sanks. Automatic's able to salvage an AK-47, and he's on a little bit of a flank, but all of his teammates are just falling. Roka's so far away. The Conquest, they should be wise to this. Rix jumps up, he eliminates Automatic, so nothing left for Roka to even try and do whatsoever. Another round where he just has to save this M4 going forward.
And he's actually just going to come in here, finds that first kill over there by the broken wall to take down Rix, looking to see if anybody else from Conquest is going to take the bait on trying to eliminate him, but now we see actually one player moving over towards him. Daps is going to attempt to take him out, and Moore is watching, and there we go, he gets caught out by Daps, so he'll get the final kill there. No saves this time from compLexity. Thankfully, again, we've seen, I think, 2 saves in a row now from Roka, so yep, he's going to still be in a very good position to go for the rebuy. Same for Semphis and the same for the rest of the team now, so that death doesn't really matter as much. It would have been nice, of course, to save that, as it would have enabled another buy, potentially when they had to go back onto an eco, and he could have donated 5/7s or something like that, but overall, at the end of the day, I think he was just looking to do more damage there to try to keep the money low on Conquest.
Yeah, but he could have used the gun this round because he would have been able to drop a Famas, have some more kits in their hands. But either way, compLexity now, they're feeling the pressure. They know they've got to start winning. They've got to stop compLexity or Conquest at some point, and that's a good start. Shazam gets dropped early by an aggressive push from Roka. And now in a 5-on-4, compLexity's got a great advantage on the defense.
Rush again along with the rest of Conquest here too, and you see that position being taken by Valens. Valens getting hit by a lot of heavy grenade fire. He is taken down to 17 HP, but Rick's slowly creeping up against him here in a second. These two will probably end up in a duel, but Rush may actually move with him here to go for a waterfall method drop out over here, and that Molly's going to force the reposition from Valens. He has to work his way out. He'll trade with a teammate and get himself further onto the site as Conquest will continue to go for this very, very, very slow push. After losing a player, of course, they've got to take it cautiously as they don't know anything that could be going on here for the compLexity defense, but now they all go through drop, and they're going to take this over towards the A site, actually. They moved it, but they're not counting on Semphis to be waiting for them, so that's 2 for 1. Semphis managed to take out 2 before finally falling to Naf, and now Naf moving up, thankfully, he gets the kill on Roka, but he's got to expect more, and he's got to get a regroup now with Daps, as those two are going to be the only two left alive, and that smoke comes out, he's waiting for automatic to push up, but he's got to get this plant down. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they're trying to find one more kill before Naf makes his way into the site, but he needs to do it before the smoke clears, so he has that extra bit of cover. That's exactly what he's doing. So he is going to get this plant. Daps moves out just a little bit to get better positioning. Spots one over by the crawl. Falls right back towards the wall. So Naf, Molly's up on the balcony, peeks out with it. Molly misses, but Naf in this gunfight with Sanks can't connect the shot. Daps provides some cover, takes out Valens as he tries to enter the site, but now Automatic tries to swing wide. He's trying to bait out the sound for Naf, and he does it perfectly. Both of them get dropped immediately. Sanks and Automatic, a nice adjustment there at the end. Plenty of time for the defuse. compLexity is going to grab their 10th in a crucial round.
This is looking very, very similar to our last matchup here, too, except compLexity now, so we're going to comeback situation here, but as we've seen, they really, really, really need to keep these rounds consistent, as again, if they only pick up this one here, and we're still in that situation, as an important note here, too, to where compLexity still are going to be able to go for their buy. Every single player able to afford their own buy up here, and Shazam, even with his op, he's got the armor, too, and the pistol upgrade that he needs. He's fully bought out from it, but still, they're able to get this one, and if we do see compLexity just getting dropped once again due to these aggressive takes we've been seeing Conquest go for, and that have been working so effectively, I might add, then immediately compLexity are going to be reset right after that.
Yeah, but Conquest has been trained a little bit. They slow this one down, so they're not willing to go for that fast pace quite yet, but 3 members gathering over towards drop. There's Naf. He gets smooshed immediately, taken out. Valence trades. 2 for 2 trade go the way. It's now down to a 3-on-3, and no committal quite yet from Conquest. Shazam with his AWP behind a smoke. He can't move forward whatsoever, but look at this defense. It's completely split. Automatic's over towards the A-bomb site. Roka's in the A-bomb site, and it's just going to be Semphis. He's stuck with the AWP at the statue. He's forced to watch platform and drop.
Rix will push forward here now, trying to scout out what exactly is working in through drop, being a little bit more careful just in case Semphis is working from that angle. We saw quite a few kills coming out from Shazam, and they're in the drop window, so they've got to be a little bit careful of that one, but the rest of the team slowly resuming that B push that they were going to go for before, and Daps is going to look to bait out the rotation here, see if he can make a little bit of noise back over towards this A site, and will indeed do so, and not only that, but he gets the kill on Roka, so there's the belief that it could potentially be coming to the site. Thankfully, Automatic will get the trade, though, and it'll resume down to a 2-on-2. We actually didn't see any movement from Conquest off of this one, and not only now are they not really going to have an advantage moving into the B site, catching these players off on a rotation, but Semphis catches Rix as he moves in through drop, too, but at the same time, Shazam is also going to be able to catch an exposed Automatic, so it'll be an off-on-off battle to try and end this, and Semphis just doesn't take his sweet time, but Shazam gets one through the chicken coop, bringing him down to 13 HP, and we see that overexposure coming out. Semphis looking for the shot, and he gets it, thankfully.
Shazam saw him show up on his screen ever so slowly, and he was just like, at this moment, this round's over. I'm actually amazed that he sticks that defuse. With that spam shot, I mean, he had like 13 seconds left on the clock. He could have just faked it and tried to lure Semphis out, see who blinks first. But unfortunately there, Semphis wins out in the end despite getting walled.
So Broken By actually now coming out from Conquest, finally again reducing their economy down a little bit to the point where they can no longer afford to go for a really full and juicy buy at this point. So it's a Galil and 2 Tech 9s limiting them, and utility getting used very, very quickly. So they go back to this quick play, but now shooting Shazam in the head on the way down through the broken wall. Thankfully he makes up for that by getting another kill over onto Sempus, and Rush 2 taking down Automatic. Valens and Sank still holding strong by the rock play point over here too, and it leaves it all on Rush. So he's going to get pushed in by Valens from drop, and that'll be the closeout from compLexity to now put them just one more point behind Conquest.
So this is what I talked about coming into this match with Sempus on this defense. He really anchors this defense on. I mean, we saw it on Mirage, and we're seeing it here now. He's able to grab 2 early kills with that AWP before dropping. So he's having a huge impact on this defense, especially when these fast B plays come in. We saw compLexity struggle to contain that when there's not an AWP over at that B bomb site, but ever since he's had it, they've handled it quite nicely.
So Conquest once again now. They're going to make their way back over here, and Sanksul is going to be able to pick up one, and Valens right after that with a second. The attempt to take control of drop has failed horribly for Conquest, and now it's left all into Daps, who, although he does get control of Ani Long for free, there's just nothing else to work from this one, unfortunately. There's not much else to say beyond that one. Conquest go for a quick play over towards drop, and they don't get anything off of that.
Well, they wanted to come down drop, and I'm assuming they wanted to split towards the A bomb site, with Daps being the solo player coming up towards long haul, and Daps is going to find a little bit of a gap, but Roka's going to spot him eventually, and he does, and there's the execution from behind. 13-13 now, so compLexity's won 4 straight to tie things up.
At this point, a very, very crucial round indeed now that both teams getting the guns in their hands. For compLexity, they've managed to work their way up to a point. It's getting to sort of that point. They probably need one more clean round to really make it, really get themselves to a point where they can afford the rebuy, but at least in the hands of Sempus here, he's still at a good spot now for him to go for the rebuy in the next round, but they will probably be forced to do so regardless here now if Conquest steals this one away after we see that 4-round streak that you just mentioned for compLexity, because that'll put Conquest potentially at match point if they let them steal that away for free. And here we go once again from Conquest. No longer going for these big solidified pushes. You'll note this too. They started working for them really well in the sort of mid area of this half, but now that compLexity has caught on to this, they've managed to swing it back around, and they've gone for more of a split play once again, moving for 2 over here towards the broken wall entry point, as well as drop over here towards the B side, and Rix will get paid off for that too as he finds a kill, but 3 still working for control of the A side too, working their way in through the mid tunnel.
Good advantage here for Conquest, but this is a good read from compLexity on the other side. 3 members over towards the A bomb site, which is where 3 members of Conquest are, so they've got a pretty decent spread. What they've got to worry about is this bomb. Is it going to choose to go drop and try and split the A bomb site, or is it going to head over towards the B site? Either way, 45 seconds left. Conquest has got to find some way to consolidate this attack and just pick a bomb site, because the rotations are coming in for compLexity. They're not feeling any more pressure at the A site, so they're starting to transfer all their players. They're evacuating the A site. They're all coming over towards B.
They're going to catch on to this beautifully. 30 seconds left. Conquest going right into a trap, essentially, at this point. Sanks and Sempus ready to go with this. And there we go. He's already going to find one. The rest will follow out shortly after that. Sempus will miss the shot, so they swarm out like flies now, trying to get a better position here. But Sanks still holding strong for the team. Sempus, though, missing another shot there, so Rush will be able to eliminate him. The automatic creeping up here, too, but Rix will be able to put a quick stop to that. So all of a sudden, Conquest, they put this back into their favor, and now Shazam wrapping back around with the AK. He's going to be able to take down Sanks. And this is brought into just a 1-on-2 situation. Roka with a chance to recover himself for the earlier mistake. Rush and Rix will be the 2 left alive. As Roka again creeping forward, trying to see if he can catch them, but the positioning from Conquest is just far, far superior, and the fact that Roka's sitting at 19 HP doesn't help him at all here. So he's going to jump up, and it's the trap. He's going to get shut down.
Yeah, and the economy isn't great for compLexity, so it almost would have been better for him to just save there, see if he can salvage an AWP. Because Sempus is going to buy it anyways, but this is going to deplete all the bank they had built up. Because it actually, despite winning 4 rounds in a row, they weren't able to build up much money. So you can see they buy once more. Sanks is even on a Mag 7 and automatic with the FAMAS. Valen's only on a pistol. So this is actually a really weak buy, just like considering the fact they won 4 in a row. So now Conquest has put themselves in a great position to get up towards tie point, or match point, excuse me.
This will be Conquest pushing themselves forward again. Big solidified movement this time around. No longer going for the split action that we had seen previously. Moving themselves in a group of 4, generally going over towards the B site. Shazam will hang out over here in middle in case there is an event for them to push forward. Sempus would be the player to do that, and Shazam is going to give away his position here. So if anybody on compLexity wants to take the bait, they can do so now, but won't be happening. But they still have 3 players committed this far up in middle, or at least the mid connector and long A area. So
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling there's going to be an A hit eventually, and it's just not coming quite yet. The issue is Conquest is stalled out behind these smokes over at B for so long that now the read is going to start to come in. We're going to see another rotation pretty quickly here. So Conquest, they don't know it, but they've got to go pretty soon if they want to have an easier hit onto the site. And now they've spotted Valence out. complexity, Valence pushes up, tries to get a little clever, but Sanks with a shotgun. He grabs 2 before getting traded off.
And now Daps moving in here too. Semph picking up another one. He's going to be able to drop bricks, and they're going to go for the hasty plan here. They might be able to hear it, and we'll see if he can find the lucky shot. Won't be finding it, though, a little bit too far to the right, and now he falls back. But still 2 only left alive here from Conquest at this point. And we'll see Roka along with Semph moving forward. Shazam flashed out. Can't even see automatically shooting at him from way down there, but now the smoke is faded. However, we can't actually see that repeat coming out, and it's going to give Roka the opportunity to get towards Chicken Coop. But after a very awkward end of the trade there, complexity do end up coming out on top of that one. It'll be a full 10-second defuse for Semph, but there's still plenty of time left to accomplish that. So they'll keep it very, very close, and it'll be tied up once again at 14 points.
Yeah, automatic on the flank was crucial in that retake. I mean, he doesn't get a kill that round, but he pins Shazam down, you know, behind the wall. So Shazam can't peek anything. If he swings out, automatic's going to kill him. He had red HP. He couldn't even take 1 bullet, so he couldn't be aggressive whatsoever. And that allows Semph to just make some plays for his team. Once again, with that AWP, it's coming in huge on this defense. And now, with that plant, Conquest, they know they're going to get a full buy next round no matter what. So they actually don't fully buy out, but they have 5 Tech 9s, they have armor, and they have, you know, a couple smokes to utilize here. They're going to try and get another plant, just rush in the middle. This is that A-hit that complexity's been waiting for, but there's 1 kill. Semph up top, grabs one with the AWP. And now he's got to readjust his position, look over towards long, and he gets a leg shot onto Shazam. This isn't looking good for Conquest whatsoever. But they've got to find a way to swarm the site, but automatic is there to just start spraying people down. Another trade goes the way, but there it is, the cleanup. Semph adjusts nicely. As
you said, a quick adjustment coming out there from the players on complexity to get themselves right in the way of the Conquest push, and they just absolutely slap it down before it goes anywhere. For Conquest, this is going to be their last opportunity to tie things up and take it into OT, but it's going to be a 4-step round here. 2 Galils, very limited utility on the 2 that did buy up those, and even for those that managed to go in with the AKs, you can see there's absolutely nothing bought up for them. And Daps 2 has, actually apologies, the UI didn't update in time, but Daps 2 is facing the same problems that NAF and Rush are with the Galils, or again, they just don't have a whole lot to work this with, since there's got to be 1 big take, and they got to rely on these opening frags in order to put them ahead early.
Complexity is starting out these rounds very, very heavily skewed towards 1 bomb site. This time they bring 4 over, maybe anticipating Conquest picking up the pace. A little bit of a gun battle does some damage over towards Semph at Chicken Coop, but not too much. He's still gonna chill, and there's still 4 players here. Only once Valence is watching the drop, but the rest of them are all concentrated into this B bomb site. A lot of faith in Roka solo over at A.
And on again there, we can see still Conquest remains very, very hesitant in their timing and their overall willingness to want to push into the site here. They fall back, and they're moving through the castle now to get themselves back over here inside of the mid-tunnel, so it looks like there's going to be a change-up call being made here, but this does leave a lot of room open here for players on complexity to scout this out. They know there's nobody playing Broken Wall, but good news is over here, they still have a presence coming in from drop, but at the same time, complexity have called onto this, so they move players away from this one, but Sanks picking up the first one there is going to stop a part of that drop push. Rix will get the response and take down Sanks, and now the rest of the push kind of has to come in. The big player will be Roka, of course, heading over here by the barrels, and Valence too. This is a pretty nasty crossfire in a very uncommon spot for Roka to sort of just camp out in and not really try to overexpose himself. So if he stays in and nobody's able to spot him, but unfortunately there, they do have to deal with Rix, who comes right up on top of the balcony, so that kind of makes that a mute point. Now Semph is picking up 1 more. Shazam with a nice headshot though to take out automatic, and it looks like Conquest may just be able to steal this away.
Or steal it right into overtime. Yeah, Sanks had a good kill, but unfortunately, I think he dropped out of the server as soon as he gets that first kill, so he's not able to even try for the second one. He's back in now, but that's a really unfortunate spot. Valence was not prepared for that pitch to come in. Rix is able to clean him up basically for free. And complexity put into their 2nd overtime match in a row.
And again, very much so another half where things go back and forth once again with these teams trading blows so consistently, figuring out the strategy and then countering it out forward and backward from that point forward. So what are your expectations now as we head into overtime for this? What are you hoping to see from both these teams once again?
I mean, we're just going to see basically the same kind of stuff out of complexity. They're going to have the money to put that op in Semph's hand. The crucial point, you know, in overtime when you only have 10k start money, if you buy that op, it's an expensive investment right off the bat. So if they lose that first round, more than likely going to go back to it on a very weak buy, maybe even glass cannon op on Semphis. And actually, screw that, Roka goes straight for the auto sniper. So he's a full utility as well. So auto sniper and op picked up by complexity. That's a lot of money eaten out of their bank.
And that will indeed put them back over and leave them very, very inept if they don't pick up this round very quickly. So that could potentially, if we see Conquest steal this one away, that could guarantee 17 or 18 points, as it'll leave them without the guns very, very early on, and may not even be able to afford it heading into the next one very efficiently. Or if they can, they're going to be lacking a whole lot of utility. So now we'll see here.
Rix is making a huge play. He came down, dropped so quickly, no one's prepared for it. He's going to wrap around into the B bomb site. Spot Sanks up on the boost, but no, he doesn't have to worry about that. Didn't see anyone at Chicken Coop, but he's looking for a double kill here. Finds one, sprays over to the second one. He gets that kill. Eventually gets cleaned up by the auto sniper, but the damage is done. Roka's got to come up huge, and that auto sniper just can't do it. There's Shazam in mid. He legs Semphis up towards the top. He might get cleaned up here, but the damage is done. The B side is open.
And now the plan has come in here too, so not a whole lot left for compLexity to work with here. And again, outside of the site, you can see them already looking around for the guns to pick up here. So thankfully, the Opera Shazam did go down over on the Conquest side of things, so they'll be able to save that, at least assuming we don't see an aggressive push from Conquest, and they'll take that into the next round. But there's Semphis eliminating, or actually Semphis holding off here and taking down one of the players. So as far as compLexity is concerned, they'll still be able to keep two very expensive weapons heading into the next round.
Yeah, and that's actually a big loss. I know Conquest would like to hunt down these AWPs, but losing one of their own that's not good whatsoever. Daps might even try and swing out here and try and find Semphis, but Semphis not even showing himself whatsoever. He's at red HP, doesn't want to give anything up, so despite losing the auto sniper, they're still going to have two snipers moving into the next round, two AWPs in the hands of Semphis and Automatic.
Now with Conquest having that round in the bag for themselves here, as we mentioned, the big loss not being able to drop that one of those two ops there, so they actually kind of nullifies the loss of the auto. Obviously the auto being a lot more expensive there, but they still at least keep the two big weapons in play, and it makes up for the fact that one of them had gone down, because now they can just hand that op back over to one of the players here, and they'll still keep just as much power as they had in the previous round, arguably. But a very aggressive push having come out here so far from Roka, moving himself inside of the mid-tunnel area here, looking to see if he can counter out anything that could come out here from Rush, but it doesn't look like Conquest are going to commit to this just as of yet. And again, all they're really trying to do is draw attention to this, as the other two with the bomb are still positioned for a B take. However, considering what they have found over here with the two players, and they should be able to tell that there's two players in there over towards A, they might actually switch things over, and it looks like that's going to be the case. They'll commit this to the A side instead.
Roka's playing a very tricky situation right now. He's alone down in mid. Doesn't have support from Semphis whatsoever, so he's got to find the timing, and as that smoke fades, he clears out just before it happens, just grabs a spot against the wall in the corner here. Now, there are some Molotovs in Conquest kit if they want to flush him out of position, if they have the inkling that he's there, but 4 members of Conquest over towards the A bomb site. And there's a pop flash, so Roka clears out mid, but they still have no intel on what's in Hall, so they can't cheat any rotations despite that being clear. Now Roka lining up his own pop flash. He's going to toss it up, and he's going to peek with this one. He does blind one, but Rush is ready for it. Spams the corner. He gets the headshot. Semphis has got to come up huge. He's isolated in the bomb site.
And Shazam pushing forward, gets the shot on the Semphis there. Very quick coming out from him now. And again, compLexity, no room at all here to keep themselves going. Valen's waiting for a push to come his direction. He's going to get so close to Rush, and they actually go past each other, I do believe. They're literally sitting inches away from each other, but none of them able to catch him just as of yet because of this smoke. And you can see here, too, that Rush is looking to move into these players, but Rick's finding that shot now as he pushes through the mid-doors. They're going to be able to catch Sanks, and Rush finding another kill there, too, finally ending that very, very long stalemate there. But Automatic able to pick up another one onto Rush, and Rick's to end it in the favor of Conquest. Once again, a very, very clean round for those guys. And then they'll sit at 17-15 here, looking to potentially make themselves up to 18 here, as they have broken the economy on compLexity, and they will be forcing up here in the final round.
Yeah, but very rare you see, I mean, this is 3 rounds with a double sniper setup in overtime. Very rarely you see that. That's just how much impact being able to salvage a second AWP on the side of compLexity has. So Automatic right back on the op, Semphis right back on the op as well. Roka forced onto a 5-7 though, and Semphis has got to find a pick. And he pushes forward, Shazam misses the shot, Semphis wins that battle, and he's going to stay here. He's going to grab the angle, see if he can get more.
Sanks moving up here too, using his teammate there to get himself, or boost his teammate up. Automatic will find the first shot, but Rick's finding another response to that as well. Back over here inside of drop, he's going to be able to take down Roka. And Rick's pushing out, looking for Semphis here, as he's going to be able to push out, and they actually shouldn't expect him here, but he's going to box the first shot, so that's going to be a big loss for him.
Well, he's trapped now. He knows they've gone in mid. They can come up the stairs and come right back around him, so he knows he can't fall back. He's just got to get more aggressive and hope he finds the timing, and he does. He grabs Rick's. One more swinging around from behind him, but this might just be too little too late. Rush does get the kill, but he's left in a 1-on-3. Bombs down in the site. He's got a lot of time to work with, but nothing else going his way.
Just going to toss the flash out and make it seem like he's moving in directly over there from long A, but actually moving his way out here through the main door. and trying to work his way up the ramp to see if he can find a way over towards that site. Takes it very, very slowly up there just to see if he can find anything else out before he's found out himself. And just take a quick look here. You've already got Valens waiting for him, but not going to be able to find the shots initially, but he corrects it there on the second spray attempt. Quick, easy execute there, and it will end the half. Not completely a disaster for compLexity, but still, Conquest will be a round up against them here heading into it, and now we'll just need 2 more to close it out here and win it in the first overtime.
Yeah, and this is the thing now. Is Conquest going to remember what compLexity was up to in their first half? I mean, that regulation was a long time ago. So they're going to have to make some adjustments. One thing they were very, very good at, Daps over at that A bomb site did a great job of gathering information. He was able to allow them to cheat rotations over towards the B bomb site late in the round. They got a jump on what strategy was coming from compLexity. They're going to need more of that here.
And just as an update too, by the way, guys, as again, we have run over the 11 o'clock timer, and I imagine Winter Fox kind of wanted to get their game started as quickly as possible, because for 3 of them, it's like 5 a.m. right now. So their match has already begun. We'll jump right into it as soon as this one is done, but it's currently 3-1 in the favor of Winter Fox. So we'll go to that one immediately after, though. Just wanted to provide a quick update for anybody who's not on the ESEA site and is curious as to what exactly is going on with that match. But just waiting for the players to ready up here, and then we'll go right into the first round of the second half of OT here. I imagine one of the teams just taking a moment to figure out exactly how they want to play this out. compLexity, of course, definitely in the hot seat at this point, as they need to pick up these 2 to try and tie it up. Potentially 3 as well there, as they could win it.
Yeah, they've played a lot of Counter-Strike in these 2 matches. That'd be crazy if they won to win 2 overtime matches, or like back-to-back. Be pretty solid for them.
Very impressive indeed. Definitely something to note about the team, but Conquest not too bad of a beginning there. Got a little bit messy on that last round, but the second round on T side was looking very, very good strategically. Very good communication coming out from them. Very good push overall from those guys. Just a bit unfortunate there that it kind of fell by the wayside going into that third round.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, is Sephi's going to continue having success with the AWP on the Terra side, and he's going to have to be able to find picks. Shazam's going to have the benefit of just being able to hold an angle, and Shazam was kind of a beast at times in that first half, hiding behind the statue in that B bomb site. I mean, they didn't really have an answer to him too much, but I look at the scoreline. Rix and Rush, both over 30 kills, 34 on Rix, 32 on Rush. Cephas on the other side is 30 for compLexity, Automatic not far behind at 26. So some big-time plays being made by Rix and Rush on the Conquest side, and then Cephas, no surprise, is the linchpin of that defense with the AWP. I mean, he's having himself a really good game as well, keeping him in this.
The push will come out here once again from compLexity, splitting themselves up a little bit here, but Nap actually getting extremely aggressive there too, looking for the opening shot, but won't be able to find it. Nades flying in both directions here, but no kills being had as of yet, but a good flash is going to allow Automatic, I do believe, to get himself further out into the site. He's pushed all the way up towards Fountain, but that Molly being very, very toxic towards himself there. Shazam will be able to take him out when he has to go for the reposition, and that'll be the first kill going by their way. compLexity, Sanks is going to be able to respond to that one too, but he has dropped down so low because of this play, sitting at 5 HP, and it's the same story for Valens at this point too, as they moved over towards A, but now they've got a wedge between these players, and it's going to get right opened up there too, as Roka will be able to find Dap, so the others are still stuck on the B side, and again, it's the same situation that we actually saw the players from compLexity getting stuck into in a lot of that second half here. Now compLexity get control of this A site, and unfortunately for Conquest, there's no way in heck they're going to be able to retake that with the current game state.
Yeah, Automatic punished him with that play in regulation, like 2 or 3 times. And this time in overtime, Conquest is just like, we're not going to lose to that play, but they devote so much attention to it. It allows players to come down drop and just split that defense up. Daps was so isolated over at A. Easy win for compLexity.
I'm just waiting for that timer to tick off now here, as compLexity going to keep it tied up here once again, going up to 17-17. The good news is here, of course, is the fact that, again, Conquest, despite the fact that obviously they go for the full buy, the biggest buy of all, which is Shazam's Op, still manages to keep itself into play. That, along with 2 rifle saves, is actually going to be a pretty big deal here. Again, that third round can get very, very, very bad for the CTs if it doesn't end up going your way. 2 rounds in a row there. And again, Conquest not in the safe zone as of yet here. They still need to pick up at least 1 more here to guarantee themselves, if not the victory, at least going into a second overtime.
Very fast play towards A, though, for compLexity. They're coming into mid very quickly, but they're so blind. Shazam gets that first kill. Valens falls. Sanks trades it off. Daps falls and hauls, and now they just slow things down. In a 4-on-4, they have control of mid, they have control of A halls, and they can dictate where they want the action to play out from here, but they're just going to let this defense spread itself out, see if they can get another pick.
And here we go once again now. compLexity splitting themselves up a little bit more here, trying to stretch the options out. And for most of Conquest, they've committed themselves back over here towards B. They're going to go for this counter boost too. So Rix again lining himself up with a potential monster flank, but the timing on this is not the best. If he sits back and if this smoke lasts him a little bit longer, he might be able to work something, but it's going to be going away soon. And the unfortunate part is that compLexity are very much so looking at him right now, but Automatic looks away, and now he's got an opportunity. He's got to check that left corner as soon as he moves in, though, and Shazam's still holding strong on the site itself, too. He's going to be able to take down Senks. This slows it down even more. There's no way they can push drop there. Rix will have an absolute advantage if we see Automatic try to push towards that, and Automatic, I think, might even have a feeling as to what's going on here, but Naf still holding strong, and actually Automatic does pick up that duel there. He's going to win off against Rix, but back over here on the broken wall, Naf is going to fall, too, so the opportunity has been opened up. Rush pushing forward a little bit here. He's going to try to stop Semphis, and a little bit of GoTV lag, but I'm assuming he does get the kill on the Semphis because he's looking right at him, but there we go. He takes him down. And now it'll just be Automatic as the last player left alive here. Working this one-on-two, trying to work this one-on-two, I should say, and he's actually going to get it! What the heck?
Oh my god, Automatic. What is up with him coming out of this broken wall? Conquest just can't handle it whatsoever. What a huge play.
And that pretty much swings. I thought he died, to be completely honest there, but somehow swings it right back around as the auto director switches to his position and he picks up the 2 kills. And again, now we've got compLexity at match point.
That's insane. Automatic just, what a massive play.
Automatic may have just won his team the game there if they pick up this round, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, they line up for him perfectly. He just mows him down. Really unfortunate for Conquest there. And how do you recover from something like that? Now they have an up on Daps, they have a CZ on Rush, 3 on 4s outside of that, but still, I mean, compLexity can just bully their way in based on the arsenal. And now a pop flash over, they're already out drop, and they're just storming forward. They're not letting go of forward, and Nap does get that first kill onto Valens, but so much time left. There's Roka playing with the smoke, a lot of damage. Automatic still doing his job, just finding kills. Rush pushes through the smoke, not able to convert that kill.
And the rest of the players now, compLexity having control. They move in. Some of them heavily lit, though. Roka just sitting down at 4 HP. It's the same thing for Shazam, though, as he's sitting down at only 15. But again, those nades are going to be coming out, trying to force the reposition. Shazam moves in. He's going to be able to find one, but Shazam dies to the molly, not realizing it blooms over towards himself here. Semphis with a bit of a same problem here, but it's going to be a one-on-one to close out the match. That molly goes down over the bomb, so Rick can't go for the defuse yet. He's going to flash out here, and he's looking for the shot, but obviously Semphis is not going to be exposed. That would be foolish at best. Goes in, goes for the fake, but Semphis, again, just has an absolute advantage here. He should be able to close this out, no problem at all. And there's the commitment. Semphis pops out, grabs the headshot, and that's going to end it in the favor of compLexity. And as you said, very, very impressive for this team, winning now 2 overtime games in a row.
Jeez, Automatic. Big time play.
What a stand-up round for him. I didn't see it towards the end when it ended, but at the beginning of that round, at least, he was sitting at 29 kills, leading the team by a pretty big margin there. So some huge plays from him, not only just in that second to last round, but overall over the course of that match. He was an absolutely monster player. So big props to him.
Yeah, it was that spray down in that 1-on-2 where they line up for him. That on top of that, the balls of steel on Semphis to not peek that first defuse there in that last round. That's huge because then he knows the second time around there's really not too much time left for the fake to come in. But either way, a nice second overtime win for compLexity, and we're gonna head straight